It's Thursday, and for your final piece of writing today, we would like you to write an instructional piece of text based on your pickling, how you made your pickles. Just wanted to recap. The reason people made a lot of pickles during the World War II was for two reasons. Firstly, it meant that any fruit and vegetables which they grew in the summer could be preserved to the winter and eaten then, because a lot of food wasn't being imported because of the war. And the second reason was that because of rationing, a lot of the food was actually quite boring and bland. And so if they could add a bit of pickle to their food, it would add a bit of spice and a bit of zing. So they became very, very popular in the Second World War, and people were encouraged to, as part of the sort of make, do, amend, to make pickles and enjoy them. So hopefully you enjoyed the whole experience. That's part of your DT project. And we would like you to write instructions on how to make pickles. Now, if you really don't want to do this, you could write a different piece of information text. You could write a piece all about why people made pickles and do some research into pickles into the World War and do that. But if you'd like to write an instructional piece, that would be fantastic. So I have, I'll share my screen with you. I have put some guidelines here. I think this is going to be a short burst piece of writing, so we can just crack on with it. We provided you with two recipes. I think a really good starting point would be to have a look at the different approaches of the two chefs and see what you think about their communication styles. And one I think is a bit more chatty and one's just very straightforward. So that would be a good way of starting and see which sort of approach you want to take. The next thing is I would just find somebody to talk back through what you actually did, what the process was and how you made your pickles. Basically orally rehearsing, because I think that will help you before you write. Have a think about your imperative verbs. For example, chop the onions into large chunks. You will be using imperative verbs within this piece of writing. I think it would be nice to take a sort of very chatty and informal approach to writing this. I've put an example there. Toss together. It will smell fantastic. You can really be quite relaxed and relax in the way you punctuate as well. We've used a dash there and instead of a comma, just to add some parentheses. You might want to add in your own top tips, things that you found helpful that you want to pass on to other cooks. Don't forget, it's got to be in chronological order, otherwise it won't make sense and your recipes will be a disaster. And if you want to, I think it would really help if you made some reference to World War II and rationing and food, because it would really give context to why you're writing about pickling. Then I've decided if you'd like a challenge, you might actually decide that you're going to write the whole piece in the whole kind of voice and tone as if you were a World War II chef. So that would be much more formal. But anyway, it's up to you. Enjoy this piece of writing. It's just a short burst piece of writing and another lovely piece to keep for your whole World War II experience. Don't forget to send them through to us so we can have a look as well.